What is up, everyone? Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. I want to start off with a couple shout outs here. I want to give a shout out to Stan, who became a channel member 3 days ago. Thank you, Stan, as well as Dale Herva, who also became a channel member 3 days ago. Thank you so much. And then I also want to give a shout out to Kevin McKenzie, as he donated 3 coffees through my coffee link in the description. I want to give a shout out to Toph, I believe that's how I say it, TOEF, who signed up for a $15 monthly coffee subscription for me. I guess he wants me to have a heart attack. And then we have John, who also donated 2 coffees. So thank you all so much. I appreciate the support. Luminox, what's going on? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Actually, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving up there, so I hope you had a great week end. Or maybe you do celebrate, I'm not really sure. If you opt to celebrate a US holiday in Canada. But if you did, then I hope you had a good one. We don't celebrate. I always forget that. For some reason, that's like one of the holidays that I guess I kind of lump it in there with Christmas and just assume that other countries celebrate it until I realize that it's actually a strictly US holiday. You got Mardi Gras here? Nice. Yep. We have that here. Although honestly, it's kind of died down, at least from what I recall in previous years. Mardi Gras was much more of a big deal. And I'm sure it still is in New Orleans and stuff like that, but same thing with St. Patrick's Day as well. That's another one of those holidays that I feel like it got more attention when I was younger than it has as an adult. Yep, so today we're going to be continuing on with our little application here that we were building with SvelteKit, Supabase, and Prisma. I believe we were able to get the items to render with the images as well. Let me make sure that's actually the case. Okay, so yeah, this is the one that rendered the picture. My trip was great. It was a lot of fun. Did a lot. We walked probably, I don't know, felt like 100 miles. I think we walked probably close to 20 miles or maybe a little more in a couple days, which, 20 miles is a lot for an American to walk. Okay. Yeah, we walked probably 20 miles. I got to see the whole city of Chicago, eat a lot of good food. Really good time. Nice reset. Yeah, we got cars here. Hey, honestly though, one thing Chicago was great compared to where I live is public transportation. I'm sure most know, if you're from the US or if you're not, that the US has pretty awful public transportation compared to other countries in Europe. I'm not sure how Canada's is, but I'd imagine it's better than ours. There's trains that can take you in Europe to various countries. In the US, it's rare that you can find a train to take you to 3 to 4 to 5 different states. There's a few trains in the East Coast and West Coast. Like I know there's one that goes from San Fran to San Diego, I believe, or LA. And there's one that goes from like DC to New York City, I think. Yeah, it was actually, cold comparable to here. I think when we got off the plane, it was 80 degrees here. And up there it was in the 30s throughout the week. 30s, 40s. Trains are good here. Yeah, that's what, honestly, I really wish I had a train here because it's so nice just hopping on a train, paying $5. You're not having to think about driving. You're not having to pay for gas. You can kind of do whatever on the train. Hopefully it'll come eventually. I'm just surprised though, You think at least for like the speed trains, the bullet trains, like those would be sick to have here in the US because again, if they had like a bullet train that would get you across the country, I'm not sure how long that would take. Okay, so I want to say this is one that's in Japan, Tokyo. Yeah. So this Tokyo, I know they have some serious bullet trains there. It goes 186 miles an hour. So let me do some quick math here with my calculator. Just kidding, it won't open. So roughly 13 hours of travel across the country on one of these trains if it was a straight shot, of course. But it can run up to 200 miles per hour. So in that case, it would be a little over 10 hours or 11 hours or so. I can't do math. 12 hours. So to go from, for example, New York to California, honestly, on a plane, there are direct flights there, but those are the privileged areas of America that have like big international airports where you can get like a direct flight to almost anywhere else in the country. Like New York City is one of them, Chicago, Phoenix, Arizona, LAX, DC. But a lot of other airports, you have to take a connecting flight. So your trip ends up being like 7, 8, 9 hours, and you're getting on a plane, getting off a plane. Yeah, like I said, I have friends in a couple friends in Asia or in South Korea who have traveled to Tokyo, and they've also wrote it. They said it's really cool. Also, my camera is going to be here tomorrow. I do have to get some more stuff for it though before I can use it as a webcam. I got to buy a capture card. All the stuff I'm going to buy this week. So hopefully I'll have a face cam starting next week, or not this coming week, but the week after probably. I got to get a green screen. I have to get some lights. I have to get capture card, and I also have to get some confidence to go on camera. So hopefully I build that up by that time. Damn, going all out. Yeah, I got a nice camera. I got the ZV-10, Sony ZV-10. It's not a $4,000 camera, but it'll be good enough for streaming. Yeah, I've never actually made like videos myself before, so it'll be a interesting experience to say the least. We'll see how it goes. I actually have to get dressed every day. That kind of sucks. Okay, let's see here. So I want to say we left off with being able to get images rendered on the page. So here, obviously this doesn't look pretty. I'm still using just like stock stuff, but I'm mostly just getting the functionality down here. So I'm running out a list of items that belongs to this user. I should probably sign up with another user as well and test some of that. Let me do that really quick. Let me just sign in with another user. I think it's hunted by test plus. Okay, so now I'm logged in as a different user. Okay, so this user can read all of this user's stuff. And I'm not sure if that's how I designed it or not. Let me actually check the request on the items route. Okay, so I'm just getting all items here. So I can see other people's stuff, which is fine. I probably should have like a my items or something so I can see, test, I guess, access control a bit further. Let's see here. So if I go into my app, I'm a bit rusty, so give me a, imagine your boxers for you. No, I'm really not in my boxers right now. I'm fully clothed. I'm fully clothed. Remember I said I keep my house like 69 degrees at all times, so I usually actually wear like a hoodie, which my girlfriend hates because she has to wear like, she gets really cold, so she wears like a winter jacket indoors. So I'm a bit rusty here, so here goes the OnlyFans side business opportunities. Yep. Hey, you know, you gotta have multiple streams of income, right? Speaking of income, let me update you all on my YouTube partnership journey so far. Had a pretty fantastic weekend, to be honest. Now at a total estimated revenue for this month, well, really in 9 days, 10 days, 227.15, which is pretty insane to think about, because, and that's because of a couple videos blowing up, and I don't know the source of the blow up. What I've researched is that somebody has the video embedded somewhere on their site that's getting a lot of views, and yeah. Yeah, it was at $5 the first day, I believe. If I go to analytics, yeah, the first day was actually $2.40 or 91 cents, and then $2.48. But then here for like 3 days, it stayed up. Which again, this is because I got a lot of views on these days. Like if I look at my other analytics here, these days I was getting 5,000 views a day. So pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Again, that's why I'm this is literally going into getting a capture card and lights for my setup. So it's definitely interesting. I don't really know. I didn't really know. I still don't know how much it's going to pay over time, like what the RPM is or how much advertisers are paying to advertise on my page or for this type of content, but I'm interested to see how it goes. Yeah, thank you. And that's not including the coffee donations, which I think I've gotten like $35 from that as well. So pretty awesome. Thank you all again so much for watching the content. Yeah, that would definitely be interesting. That'd be really cool. That would be really cool. I've always wondered though, like the sustainability about that long term though, because like I'm sure there was channels that were big, because YouTube has like, it's tough to make evergreen content on YouTube. I mean, content is typically evergreen if it's, you know, done right. But with programming and development in general, it's like stuff changes so often that you have to continuously make content. Like a video you made years ago, unless it was on the theory on like loops, right, in programming, which not talking about any particular language, I feel like it expires, and then YouTube starts promoting new content. So I've always wondered, like, you'd have to make enough money to be able to like retire almost, but yeah, there's channels that got big, then they now get barely any views. I hope those guys play that smart. Yeah, that's what I think so too. But unfortunately, you see a lot of at least younger YouTubers that have that like 10 different cars, and again, they may make stupid money. That is maybe that cart Lambo to them is like me buying a camera. So, but or mansions. Like again, there's property taxes everywhere in the U.S. unless you're a disabled veteran or some other type of exempt status. So buying a mega mansion while you're making 30 grand a month is sick, but as soon as that income stops, that property tax bill is still due. So that's interesting thing about America is they don't really ever own, I don't know how it is in Canada, but you don't ever really own your property unless, again, I think if you're 100% disabled veteran in Florida, you get you don't pay property taxes, so you could essentially own your house and not have to pay the government anything. But yeah, pretty cool though. Okay, let me see here. Let me get on track here for a second. So I'm trying to get warmed back up. What we were doing, we were getting items here on the item page. I guess I'll make a folder called My. Again, we're kind of repeating the same process we did for the other projects, just a bit here. And I'm trying to get the feel down for how this is going to work, and then also see if it's even worth it to use Prisma. Because I was thinking on the plane here that I'm not even sure if this is a great idea. Beyond just potentially wanting to move away from Subase in the future, if I ever did, then I have Prisma built. But Subase can generate types for the database tables now. So I'm not really too sure as to what the big value prop is behind adding the complexity of Prisma. It's not super complex, but just adding that extra layer of but I'll keep rolling with it until it becomes a pain, and then I'll determine what to do from there. Yeah, the big pain, or the big thing we figured out, was the buckets, and I still don't feel super confident on how this is going to be done. But right now we're storing all of a user's images under a folder that has their ID. And then I believe I have a policy set up to where they can only insert, update, and delete directories or files within the directory that starts with their UUID. And then within that directory, I'm just going to put like items. So when they create a new item, I'm just going to create an items folder. And then the image for that item is being stored with the ID of the item as the image name. And then if we're doing multiple images, I could create a directory structure inside of items, right? So let's say we had 3 images per item. I would create a directory with that ID and then just name the images something random and pull them all out like that. Like I said, exactly. The pressure must be insane when you absolutely depend on the whimsical YouTube algos to keep it. Yeah. Yeah. And you can tell a lot of times when creators are experiencing a drought of sorts, because a lot of sponsored posts, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with getting paid and doing sponsored posts. But you can just tell if the sponsors are starting to become subpar, you can tell that times are becoming tough. Or they're just trying to stack up for the future. So
winner.
Michael Madruga, welcome to the family. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the one emoji we have currently. I'm still trying to determine what other emojis we want to do, but we have this felt simp emoji right now. And thank you for showing your support, though. I do appreciate that. It puts an underscore in front of it. I guess there's somebody else already owns the byte. Yeah, I made it a bit bigger, so I think you can see it better in chat now. Of course, Michael, I'll keep on delivering. Hey, make sure if you're on our Discord server, all you have to do is make sure that your Discord is linked with your YouTube account. I think you can do that through Discord settings, integrations, or connections, and you'll have a Discord role as well. And any emoji recommendations are welcomed as well. All right, so on this my page.server, I'm going to be getting all of the items that have to do with this specific user. So I'm going to take in locals here. And then I'll do this, copy this over, get users items. Where ID is where I think it's actually called user, right? I believe it's user or user ID. Is equal to locals dot. I can't remember what this looks like. Sorry. When I create one, what am I doing here? So I am locals.session.user.id. Okay. That's fine. And we'll return items as get users items. Why is my IntelliSense not working right now? Locals.session.user.id. Oh, I don't have the type imported. Whoops. This is a page server load. And this is a type. Why is this acting really weird right now? Oh, is that import? Yeah, it does. I don't know why it does that to me sometimes. My imports are a bit odd. So if I go to here and I just make an H1. It's weird it's not yelling at me. Like TypeScript's not yelling at me right now when I'm trying to return something that doesn't even exist. Slightly concerning, but it's okay. See how it goes. This does not need to go there. Okay, so not found my, okay. No, it's just me being silly here. So this, in this case, the item slash my, which is kind of bass backwards, but okay, Prisma is not defined, so I don't have Prisma imported. My imports are being strange, but okay. That's because I'm returning before the console log. Okay, so no items, which is correct because I'm logged in as a user right now that doesn't have any items. So now if I log back in with the other user, which I think was just my, I believe just hunted by test. What are your thoughts? What are your all's thoughts on magic links when you're using them for yourself? Do you mind them? They annoy you? Okay, so here we get the items. I think it's a pain in the ass, user ID and password. Yep. I think there just needs to be like a standard. Like I hate how some, again, obviously each site can do how they want to do it, but what if your email gets compromised? That is true. But I guess if your email gets compromised, then they could technically just reset your password and accomplish the same thing. I typically have my email up, but it's annoying if I don't have my email logged in and I want to log into something. But I guess it's similar to having like a password manager. Like I pretty much have all my passwords and my identity in my password manager, which has a password. It's a secure password, but still a password that could potentially be cracked. Or I guess it will really, I'd be concerned with a breach happening. Yep, I have two-factor on just about everything as well. All my emails, anything that's important to me. But I have heard of like SIM jacking and things like that, which is pretty great depths to go to hack somebody. Well, manager, I use 1Password. I have 1Password Family Edition, and I share like some logins with my girlfriend. I use Bitwarden, but self-hosted. Yeah, I looked at a couple different ones beforehand. I looked at Bitwarden, I looked at LastPass. A few of my coworkers use LastPass. I think we actually get LastPass for free at work, or I can get it for free, but I think if I ever left the company, I would lose access, of course. And plus, I don't really feel comfortable giving my company all my login information to everything. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like 1Password though. So far, it hasn't been any problems for me. It integrates well on my phone. Okay, so let's just render out. And I'm actually gonna move so I'm gonna move my to here, to routes, and then I'm gonna have items, and then move these routes in here. And then for mile, I'll set up a plus page.server.ts kit load, page server load, which really, I don't need anything here. I'm just gonna redirect to the my items page for now. And then this is gonna yell at me. One second here. Let me, I actually meant to address something at the beginning of the stream here. There was a conversation going on about with a security flaw in Pocket Base. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but this is a stream and we have an agenda, but it's not super fixed. Let me unblur real quick. So here, a conversation, and again, a similar thing is going to pop up probably for this, I think. And I could be wrong about this. So the users can find and change the user ID within the cookie. So I took an ID of another account and put it in there. To my surprise, it stays in there. And that's also what's being used when you run checks in your Swelga code. So something I could probably do to fix this, and I'm going to do that whenever I go back to the other project. But they talk about here that, and I guess the reason I'm trying to think here. So let's look here. So you're supposed to refetch the user every single time. Okay, so there's a users repo. Await localhost PB users refresh. But I thought when we checked this method, the load from cookie, I thought it was doing this. But maybe not. But ultimately, too, we have API rules, and someone mentioned that we don't have to rely on the API rules, which is true. But Pocketbase is a library, and Subases as well are built for being a backend as a service. So really, the client always interacts. Well, the client could essentially interact with Subabase or Pocketbase in a single, like from the client. So like using a React application, not Next.js, just React, a single page application, the client would always interact directly with Subabase or Pocketbase, and they're going directly there. That's why the API rules are important. Anything we do on the server side here is like an extra layer of security. Obviously, we should fix that and get that right. But ultimately, if anything, if you're going to do any type of checks or any type of security anywhere, it 100% should be on the Subabase side and Pocketbase side. And if all that's in line, then, the application that we built, no one can create something for another user, at least from what I understand. No one can access anything they shouldn't be accessing because it's going to throw an error, forbidden or an unauthorized error when they go to access that resource. That error is going to come from Pocketbase. But I do want to make sure that we're doing the right things here so that I don't put bad examples out there for people. But I want to say that with this hook here, unlike Pocketbase, this actually, I believe, checks, and I'll look into that again later just to refresh myself, but I think this actually does that verification for us. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, someone had mentioned too, again, that the editing the cookie thing is the same thing as editing a hidden input that has the user's ID in it. Like, sure, yeah, somebody can edit it. I can add whatever I want there, but it's a matter of, does the actual transaction go through? Does it actually allow me to edit that user's profile? Kind of a reminder that building your own backend all yourself can be dangerous. So many things go wrong. Yeah, 100%. But also, the pros are that you know what's going on the back end. Whereas again, sometimes we make assumptions when using a library like this that they have it all figured out. But yeah, I think there's pros and cons to each that I'm learning. Yeah, Fireship talks often about building his own backend and getting it hacked, or not wanting to build his own backend and getting it hacked into the next dimension. Okay, let's see here. So I'm going to my items. And right now I'm returning items so I can access that here. I'll take a look at the getSubBase functions. Yeah, Michael, I did in one of the first videos or first streams. We went into them in pretty great depths. And I think I came to the conclusion that it is safe to put them in locals like this. But again, I'll check to make sure. Their examples show them using this function to generate a client in every single load function or action. But technically, I feel like this should suffice by doing it one time on every request. But I'm not sure. That's why I want to kind of test this stuff out before I actually make a video about it. So if you're watching right now and it's your first time watching this specific segment of videos, everything we're doing here is experimental. So the code is available in the description, but I would say don't just copy paste the code and expect it to be 100% functional or secure. That's what this is for, to learn. So I guess I'm just going to generate an each block here. And then I learned about this really cool trick the other day. So I could say items here and then do equals data like this. And I think we gave it item.name, right? Or as item.title. Item.name. I'm actually going to make this a UL. And then this will be an LI, which will have an A tag in it. It's going to go to slash item slash, and then we can do item.id. Okay. Okay, so these are my items here. And then this is coming from, let's see here. So where it matches my ID, let me just sign out and look at another user. They have no items. So I want to see about editing now. So we have the create and read pretty much down. I want to be able to edit and then obviously delete and then check the permissions to see if I can actually edit somebody else's or not. Wait, that's interesting. So cookie with name Supabase auth token was not found at path slash, but a cookie with that name exists at these paths slash my. I did want to set the path to slash, but why did the path get set to slash my? Why did that happen? Okay, so the path is not my here. So where's it getting that cookie from? Interesting. I'm trying to think about what would cause that to be set to /my. I wonder if it's setting the cookie. So if I look here at auth, and then I'll get helpers, and then Svelte kit. Okay, so saving and deleting this session. So am I properly signing the user out? I don't remember. And then here, everywhere they're doing like Supabase client.auth.signout, I'm just doing locals.sb. Then I'm also setting the session to null. I wonder, should I also wipe out the client then as well? Like this. Of course, my language server's having a cow. So I wonder if that'll okay, so the path here is /, which is what I want. Same site lacks. I think that's so that it will work on. I wonder why this is. I wonder if this is because of the fact that technically you could have like a. So this cookie is not HTTP only, it's not secure, and same site lacks. That doesn't seem particularly good. But I guess this is how it always is. Okay, I can provide. So I'm interested to know. So refresh returns a new session regardless of expiry status. Takes in an optional current session if not passed in. Then refresh session will attempt to retrieve it from get session. Okay, so if the current session's refresh token is invalid, an error will be thrown. So I'm guessing this is like if the current session is expired, it can refresh it. And this also refreshes the session though, and this is run, I believe, inside of the getSU based function, if I recall. I'm just slightly concerned with like the it's not an HTTP only cookie, and it's not secure. It's not same site. And I'm not really seeing a place to adjust that without like manipulating the code, right? Oh yeah, you might be right. So the JWT expiry limit. Like I wish they would just give me like some I wish they were a little bit deeper with these docs. I know I can go in the code and see what's happening, but like it might be under the actual auth helpers. 1 second here, let me look. Oh, there's a deep dive. So they issue JBCs for 3 different purposes: anon key, service role key, user specific. These are the tokens we issue to users who log into your project. It's the modern equivalent of a session token. It can be used by a user to access content or permissions specific to them. So I'm trying to think here. Maybe. Let me look at this. So Getsu base takes in an event. This is, we're just invalidating everything when we do this. So we're not actually, this is kind of being ignored. If request or event.locals. Okay, so this prefers a request / server load over regular load. So a request event or a server load event over just the traditional load event. It then sets get requests to a base client and then passes in the event. And then it runs. So once it gets a client, then it runs get session, which we learned here. Somewhere. Where did I just see that at? I was just somewhere where I was looking at all the functions. I just can't remember where the heck they are. Wasn't here, I don't think. Are you gonna have implement middleware to modify your cookies? I don't know. I don't know if I even have to. That's the thing. I'm just trying to understand. It definitely feels weird to have the token naked like that, but I'm just not sure if there's something else beyond just like. I could have sworn I just had something here that was showing me. It wasn't CLI. I thought it was in here somewhere. Okay, so when a user authenticates with Supabase auth, two pieces are issued by the server. We have the access token and a refresh token. Web browsers limit access to cookies across domains, consistent with the same origin policy. Your web application cannot access these cookies, nor will these cookies be sent to your application server. Okay. When you call one of the sign-in methods, the client library running the browser sends the request to the Supabase auth server. The auth server determines if to verify, blah, blah, blah. Upon successful verification of the ID, redirects the user back to your single page app. Ah, okay. So the redirect URLs have the access and refresh tokens in them. The first access and refresh tokens after a successful verification are contained in the URL fragment, which I'm assuming that the helpers are just grabbing and setting. The client libraries are designed to listen for this type of URL, extract the token, refresh token, and some extra information, and persist it in local storage for further use by your library in your app. The initial request after a login to your app server does not contain any information of the user. This because the first client-side JavaScript library must run before it makes the access and request tokens available to your server. So I think HTTP only will not work with SSR. I'm pretty sure that's a fact. But for secure and same site, this here is saying that I guess I just want to know like if I just took or if I set a cookie, if I rip the information from your cookie and then set it to somebody else, that user is essentially logged in as you now, right? Oh, read the FAQ at the bottom of that page. So here's the actual place. Okay, so it's very important to make sure that the redirect route right after login works without any server-side rendering. Other routes requiring authorization do not have the same limitation, provided you send the access and refresh tokens to your server. So I wonder if Okay. So technically it doesn't require server-side rendering, but I guess it could. But in the example, they have this here. And I guess that's why they have this layout.ts here to cover this piece, right? Okay. I guess we leave it alone for now. Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole like server side, client side, yada 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 yada. All right, so I want to be able to edit an item now. So let's go to my layout here and navbar. I know, right? We really showed. My brain's hurting. You ever watch those ASMR videos on YouTube of someone just like building an app or building a site with HTML and CSS? It's just them typing. Maybe I'll start to pursue that instead. And I think on this my items page here, I'll make this an A like this. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to add like an edit button if the user owns it. So under items, item ID. This guy. You see, I've already watched 15 minutes of it. I've already watched 15 minutes of it. That's funny. Yeah, this guy's content is awesome. It's very satisfying to watch. I think with the buttons, we just wrap it, right? I'm still learning Flowbyte, so edit project. And I think I just passed an href to that, and it will convert it into a link. So this is going to go to /items/item ID /edit. But he made a QA and he said this distributed beforehand. He said he couldn't imagine making non-scripted content being entertaining or something. We think of you. Hey, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but again, the reason I started streaming is because I got value out of seeing a couple other people do the same thing that I do. It's interesting to see how someone else solves problems and how they learn. I think that's something that's not covered enough, except by people that I feel like don't actually even do the job or don't actually even know what they're doing. They just make videos on, if I had to learn to code, if I had to start all over and learn to code again, this is how I would do it. I'm sure you all have seen those videos. They get millions of views. But I think what I offer is, hey, if you actually want to see somebody learning, then this is how I learn. No, I haven't seen his video. Oh, rewatch. He says it's not possible to teach by not preparing anything. Yeah, no, 100%. That's why my videos are all, I mean, they're not like my words aren't scripted, but the content itself, I know what we're going to build. I know I have all the code for my videos. But I also think I learned pretty decently too when there's an agenda, like an overall mission we're trying to accomplish. Oh yeah, I ad-lib the actual content part. I've tried scripting before and I just can't make it sound natural. And then I cut out all my mistakes. So I just chop it up, try to make it as short as possible, because the attention spans on YouTube aren't very high. I actually have let's see here. I might have a half-done script. Here's a half-done script here. You see how far I got it. And this video is actually like 45 minutes long, so this is like the first 20 seconds of the script. I just couldn't do it. And then these are all the same. I just copy the intro. So I say the same thing at the beginning. This is Obsidian. I used to use Notion. I just switched to Obsidian. So I don't know anything. You taught me a ton. Michael, that's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you get value out of it. It's why I do it. Again. I just, again, couldn't imagine streaming with a script. Luminox and I have talked about this before. It just doesn't even seem like, why stream? Just make a video. But I guess like news channels teleprompt the news, so maybe, and that's been doing well for however many years now. So maybe it's a good, I don't know. You won't catch me doing it though. Not on a stream. Okay, so that now takes you there. So I can just make a new folder here called edits. I love this kit keyword here. I cannot believe I just found out about that. So I think in here, I'm going to check to see if the user owns this. And this is going to have the same form as new. So I'll put all this here for now. But I'm also going to take in data there. So I'm going to get the actual project. Yeah, that's a good question, Luminox. Michael, are you new, or are you just, you feel like you don't know anything? Because I also feel the same way. So if locals.session is not true, then I'm going to throw a redirect to, I guess this would be like an unauthorized. Or I'll throw an error, sorry. And then if I need to check, I guess I'll just get this project, or I'll get this item, and then I'll check to see if the user is the same user. But it would be nice to set, I also need to set row level security, I believe, too. Which actually, no, because anybody can read items in this example, but only the owner can edit those items. And kind of, I've been trying to learn for the past year. I've been watching BS. Is this the best choice? Is this the best choice of learning? Or is this the, I think the best choice is to probably definitely do more than, I would say do more than you watch. Not that I don't love having you watch the videos and watch the streams, but you will learn so much more by just thinking of something that you'd want to create. Doesn't matter how complicated it is. It can be really hard. It can be something like, wow, a travel application that integrates with Google Places API that, and just try to build it and see how far you get. Oh yeah, Luminox, I'm the same way. I have about 1 million side projects that are incomplete. Yeah, exactly what Luminox is saying. Just try to build something. It can be really hard. I would say try to avoid building things that are like super simple. You can build a couple of them to build up your portfolio if you're trying to land a job. But then try building something that you think is challenging or that you don't really sure how you would even start. And then just search your way to success. And then also try to understand why you're doing, why this Stack Overflow answer is giving you. No, I mean JS burnout. Yeah, I watched too much. Yep. I was the same way for a while. I think everybody is. I don't think it's a phenomenon. They call it tutorial hell. Yeah, to me, nothing gets me more excited though than like starting a new project and then having hard problems to solve. It's frustrating when you can't solve it for like 3 days, or you have an issue that takes you hours to figure out, but it was actually something so simple. Yeah, I wouldn't. Again, I know I'm making content on like newer things. Pocket Base is, you know, obviously pre-release. Same with SvelteKit. What's release candidate, whatever. It's not at 1.0 yet. But just find something you enjoy using, a stack that you enjoy using, and just go all in on that stack. It's just not practical to learn all the different languages, all the different backend as a services, all the different Node.js frameworks. Yeah, I know. I'm living on the edge. Yeah, I've tried a lot of stuff though. I've used a lot. I've used Python for backends. I've used, Django, Flask, Nest.js. But I also just find enjoyment in learning something new. But I've recently, in the past year or so, I've been trying to avoid video tutorials. Who knows? Maybe I'll become the subject matter expert for Svelte on YouTube. That'd be cool, but that's a lot of a responsibility. I'm not allowed to make mistakes if I claim that. This channel's helped a lot. I'm glad it's helped a lot. I've honestly found Svelte and SvelteKit to be the most enjoyable frameworks out there. But there's not as much friction. Once you know HTML and CSS, which I don't know CSS very well, but I did just buy a course actually. I bought a pretty expensive course today that someone released, a pretty well-respected individual in the CSS space. Because I want to learn CSS better. And apparently he has some good ideas. And then I also bought a couple of people had courses on sale for Black Friday. I bought just JavaScript. Which is created by Dan Abramov, who pretty much co-authored Create React App and Redux. But it's more like a way to think about JavaScript. So why certain decisions are made. Hey man, how many hours straight can you code per day consistently? Probably like 6 hours a day at least. 5-6 days a week. But I'm also coding for myself, Sam. So that's something you got to think about. I don't know how I'd feel if I code all day long and then come home. But yeah, if I'm doing something, if I'm building a project, then it's sometimes more. Organic Black says, hello, I'm new to your channel. Your videos helped a lot. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Organic Black. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. And Sam, welcome to the stream as well. Yeah, Sam, I don't think it really, again, I can, so I'm super ADHD. I am medicated for it. So that is, definitely a benefit to me. It enables me to, kind of lock in on something for hours. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have other people chatting as well. But if it felt like a chore to me, then less than 1 hour a day and I would probably stop. But usually I have an idea and I'm excited to learn or to build it. Yeah, I bought this course here. I'm not necessarily vouching for it just yet because I haven't started it. I'm going to start it tonight after the stream. If I'm on my ADHD meds, I go for 12 to 14 hours. Yeah. So typically I intermittent fast every day, except this past weekend when I go out of town. I usually don't, but every day I intermittent fast. So I usually just eat one meal a day in the evenings. Yeah, this is apparently a really good course, though. I read the testimonials. I read a lot on Twitter about it, and it's relatively not super crazy priced. But again, it's about one of the authors of React and Redux, the way they think about JavaScript. So this will be good for me to learn. And then the CSS course that I got. Oops. Came from this individual here. This is a bit more expensive, but again, the testimonials are what get me usually. This is the creator of Tailwind. So yeah, I'm gonna try to learn CSS a bit better too. Why don't I use Daisy UI? I do use it. I do use Daisy UI for a lot of projects. I used it in my previous project, Funny News. Welcome to the stream, by the way. This one, I'm just trying something different out. I'm just using Flowbyte Svelte, giving it a shot. But I like Daisy UI a lot. I do. Big fan. Yeah, I think it's smoother too. Again, what I like about Flowbyte Svelte is actually a Svelte component library rather than being, just Tailwind and HTML. I'm sure someone's going to create a what do I think of Material UI? I'm not a big fan of Material UI, to be honest. It's a fantastic design system. I'm an iPhone user. An Apple, I know I use Windows on my PC here, but I have a Mac as well. I just think it looks a little bit like too Android-y. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks like, yeah, the tables are nice. The data tables are really nice. The data tables, which I think are like a premium feature or something if I recall when I used to use it. Those are really nice. But yeah, it just feels a little bit, I don't know. Like, yep, Luminox dated. It feels dated. But it's a great design. It's proven, tried and tested and proven design system. So, and Google uses it. Or Google built it, I believe, actually. But compared to iOS, it feels cheap. Yeah, it just kind of feels cheap. It feels like I'm getting like a, I don't know. Yeah, the colors and even like the, I think it's material-ui.com, right? This is the actual React component site. I guess I can just look at this. This is fine. Yeah, like this. I'm not a big fan of like this, the inputs. Just, I'm trying to think about what this reminds me of. It reminds me of something. I just can't. I do like this though. I do like the way these inputs work, or how they do this. I know I could do this myself with a little bit of CSS and that's the only thing I like. I think the buttons look strange. Where are the buttons at? Maybe it's not the buttons. These, I don't like the way these look, really. Again, it's all just preference, though. Actually, every time I use an application that has these, like, I have like a partial smart home. And maybe I hate MUI because of the fact that Home Assistant uses this. And my server crashed and now my smart house is stupid. And when I go downstairs at night, instead of now turning on my lights, it now turns on my coffee maker. And I haven't fixed it for like a month or two. But yeah. Yeah, basically my house is just like a bug. There's like a bug in my house, literally. My lights don't work half the time. I got all this nice stuff, thinking I could have like a super sick home, and realize it's kind of a pain to maintain. Stupid house, yeah. Yeah, not enough white space, Michael. That's really what I think it is. It's kind of started to sound like an origin story there for a moment. Yeah. And that is why I dislike MUI. It all reached back to my stupid house. So I think I do find unique. So I'll do try const await Prisma dot find or dot what is it, dot item dot find unique. Oh, so I can do find unique or throw. I guess this is just going to be null if or undefined. Okay. Where the user ID, or it's where user ID. I haven't used Prisma in a bit, so I guess I can just do this. I can do and that's going to be the same thing that's actually find unique. And I'll say where user ID is user ID. Oh, well, I guess this isn't a, oh, whoops, sorry. It's supposed to be an item ID. Sorry about that. And that's because this has to be a unique column. And obviously a user can have multiple items, so I think doing this, if I return this promise here, oh yeah, we're writing. The goal of the streamer is to try them as much as possible. Yeah, I get distracted pretty easily, so that shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Yeah, it's the fun in streams though. So I think if I return this promise here, if it throws, which actually it's not going to throw. Maybe I should do find unique or throw here. I'm pretty sure it'll just render the nearest error boundary and hopefully not crash my application. I don't remember though, but let me check. Promise unwrapping. I mean, I guess if this throws though, I kind of want this to throw because otherwise it's going to load nothing if the item doesn't exist. So if I just type in a random URL, and I can check this out, I guess. Manuel Borgia, if you're watching the stream, thank you for the subscribing. I actually need to turn that off because I'm going to turn that chat off. I wish it would track only people that are watching the stream, but it doesn't. Okay, so now when I go to edit, I got this page here which says create an item. I'll just say edit an item. And then I'm going to take in data. Should be page data here. And then I can do this little trick. Yeah, Nightbot got the can. Nightbot got canned. He crossed the line. He was abusing his power a little bit too much, so I didn't really know how to control him. Okay. So in this case, this will just be item.name, or it'll be form. Yeah, we don't have it set up yet. We don't have action set up, but it's okay. So form dot item or dot name. Or is it form.data.name? Is that how I've been doing it in the past? I can't remember. I think it's form.data.name. It's going to yell at me right now because I don't have a form action set up yet, but it's okay. The image, I'll again want to render out the image. I haven't actually deleted an image out of Supabase yet, so we'll do that here as well. We'll render out the image here and then allow the user to delete that image. Luminox programs in C. 100% C. I think. C. Yep. C sharp. And this action is actually going to be update item. And I guess I can do params here as well because I'm going to need to access the ID of the item that we're updating. And then Prisma. Again, I'm curious though. I'm curious if Prisma's worth it or not. I'm still trying to determine that. I actually need to check here. It's just item. I actually need to check to see. if item.user ID is not equal to locals.session.user.id. I want to throw an error. And then I guess I should get the okay, so it's gonna be one of those weird ones because we're gonna have to check to see if they uploaded an image or not. If they didn't, then actually I should probably check the size because it'll have something regardless. So I'll say image is formData.get image. And I can do if image.size is equal to 0. And this is going to be as blob. If image.size is equal to 0, then I'm going to say formData.delete image. I think that's what I'm calling this, right? Image. Yep. And then I'll care about my business here. So for data though, I actually need to take out image. So if image does exist though, let me think about this for a second. I can see if the image is 0. If it is, then nothing was updated. The image wasn't updated. I don't want to pass image here. I don't think Prisma likes that very much. I want to say it throws if I try to put a property here that doesn't actually exist. I'll only use Prisma for the Prisma.schema file. Yeah, that is certainly nice, right? Do you just have generics then, or do you, whenever you're using the SDK? Because the SDK definitely looks pretty nice, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. But I guess I should get spun up further on Prisma anyways. So it's been probably over a year since I've used it. I would say maybe 6 months, a year. 6 months ago, I was using type ORM with Nest.js. How are the images stored? When I store my images, I always do as a base64 string. I think it's simpler this way. So with images, I am storing them with storage inside of a bucket. And then I'm actually storing the image property on the item as the ID of the image that I uploaded to the Hunta bucket. So I'm trying to take advantage of all of the Suabase bells and whistles. Yeah. And also, Michael, I'm not sure if this is your first or few streams. You've watched a few, but this is basically the work that I'm doing to prepare for a video on SvelteKit, Supabase, and probably Prisma too. So a video series, I guess, right? This is kind of the work I do behind the scenes. It's just at a slower pace because Luminox likes to distract me. No, I'm kidding. It's slightly slower, but honestly, I feel like I learn a bit more on stream. Because I have some viewers that call me out and tell me how stupid I am, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm checking to see if the image exists. If they don't update the image, then I want to just delete the image property from the form. I also probably want to... Well, not stupid, just a bit mentally challenged. Yep, exactly that. So either way, I guess I need to pull image out of the form data. What do you think here? Yeah, something about this feels a bit weird because I'm using like a flex of the client and Prisma. It feels like I'm overly complicating this. So maybe I just define my schema here. And I want to say they handle types the same way that PocketBase does, where it's like a generic. And I can just pass it the type that I'm expecting back, which I have defined with Prisma, but I also can generate them with the CLI. I just don't really know how they are with like joins and stuff. That's one of the issues I ran into with PocketBase was indirect expansions, multiple layers of nesting. Became really too much for the SDK. So I had to do a lot of manual maps and manipulation after the fact, making multiple requests and then kind of smashing all that data together into the data structure that I wanted. But I guess I don't need to do this. Just let me think here. So if the image size is 0, else I don't know why this never loads on stream. I literally upgraded to a gig internet last week or 2 weeks ago just to be able to load the GitHub VS Code. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating a new object here. And I guess what I'll do is I'll place this up here. So I need to upload that image to the bucket. I need to keep track of the name, the ID that it gives me back. So it'd be like const ID. I can just do const ID equals await locals.sb dot, I think it's from, and then it's gonna be the bucket name, I believe, dot storage, or is it dot storage dot from hunt a bucket. And then what did I do? It was dot upload. But this is only if the size is 0. So it deletes it. If the size is not 0, then I need to upload it first. So I guess first I should probably check to see if the I guess I should probably do this, right? I don't have validation set up with this app yet. I will eventually, which will make my life so much easier because I'll get back nice objects that can pass over to Prisma. If the size is not equal to 0, then I need to do this. And then I'll do image. I just need that full name. So but I need to delete the other one first. So I'm trying to think here. Should I have them delete the image first? Or I guess they could do replace, right? They could just do replace image. And then it would, by replacing, it would then delete the other one first and then upload this one. But I'm curious, if I just upload this with the same exact name as the other one, I wonder if it'll fail out or if it'll overwrite it. I guess we'll find out, right? It's gonna be data. Errors. I'm gonna do if error, throw error. Yeah, like Windows, when you copy something over, just okay. Otherwise, I think we're good there. I guess I don't really even need, I don't need access to data really anywhere, I don't think. It actually gives me the path. So here, if data, then I'm setting the data image property on the item to data.path. But I guess the path would stay the same in this case. Path should stay the same. So what I want to do is I want to take out image from this form object here. And then I'll update the user, and then I'll just do data. I think I can just do that. I think. So that worked. Obviously it's not populating these values here, which actually is a problem. But that's because I think it's because I'm running use enhance here. So I actually need to create a handle for that. This will take in form. Actually, I don't want to reset the form. So I'll just return async results. This is going to be a submit function. Upsert optional boolean when upsert is set to true. The file is overwritten if it exists when set to false. Am I doing an upsert over here or an update? Or are you talking about this? So Michael, if you're talking about the image itself, this is like a different interaction than Prisma. So I'm using the storage SDK here, or the Supabase SDK to interact with the storage bucket. And then I'm just going to try to upload the same exact path name. This is actually a problem though, because I'm setting this as a PNG. What if that's a JPEG? Yeah, no, I do not. I think I just copied this from their example. Certainly, assuming extensions is bad. Man, they're gonna make me do some work, aren't they? I'm gonna have to rip out the extension, which I should be able to get it from the type. I can get it from the type, and I can split the type at slash, because it should be image slash something. Right? So let's look at this. Image.type. And let me just look at this real quick. Convert to web. Yeah, that is true. I don't think it'll be too difficult. I think it's actually pretty common to do that anyways. But to amuse myself, let me just submit this and see what this looks like. So yeah, this is image/JPEG. I think I have a WebP here somewhere. I have this as a WebP. So essentially all I could do here, I could just do image.type.split, and then I can just take the first index. Made your own API to convert files to WebP. It's relatively simple. I think the last time I did that was with Next, when I was using Next.js. I want to say they did something like that, where they would handle that. But I think this would work for, yeah, so I need multi-part form data. Wow. 3 million downloads a week. I don't think I need this though, do I? Image min. Apparently this one's good. This FF MPEG. Last published 10 years. Wow. I guess this hasn't changed too much, right? So I don't know if this will maybe I do this. I don't really need to save it though. Do I? I guess maybe I do temporarily and then upload it. Or is this okay? So multi-part form data though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just do it my homemade way for the time being, and then we'll look at that later. Because I know myself, I'll spend like an hour looking at that. Okay, so that I just edited this one, right? Oh, great. C0D32. I guess I'll look at the first digits. 167C2. Oh, great. So they have different extensions. So yeah, I should probably handle that then, right? I should probably do like WebP. Sounds like WebP it is. There's gotta be an easy way to do this. Is this what you said you used? Image min, image WebP. Was it fairly easy to use? Or was it fairly like the library actually just did the work for me? So I'm looking for here. Or do I still have to deal with cleanup either way? I feel like I'm always going to deal with cleanup, right? If I'm dealing with actually editing an image like this. Wow, these are some nice comments here. Is this yours? Very nice. Very pretty comments. Okay, so can I just pass in let's try it out. I hate when they do that. Great, 10 vulnerabilities. A breaking change. This probably isn't gonna work, but this is what I do most of the time. And then I just Oh, great. Okay, so I think to transform the data, you need to read the original file and transform it to the WebP format. You can do so with the toBlob method. So I have a blob, but it doesn't contain WebP. How is this? So can I actually just like pass that blob in here? Do I need to actually create a file out of it? Pass the file in here. Hey Swix, I believe that's how you say your name, right? Or is it just SWYX? Thanks for dropping by. Trying to figure out right now what the best way is to convert form data blobs to WebP. Swix, got it. I wonder if we could also just handle this. Well, I guess if we're saving it as a file, because here's the thing, we can save it in the Supabase storage bucket. It doesn't have to be named .webp. It could be named just the item ID, and then we could add webp to it. We render it. But I'm wondering if there's something I could do to I'm about to just use the vulnerable library here. So does it have to be my file share? That's the question. Does it have to be on the server for me to actually run it through one of these converters, or can I just okay. Maybe I just use this ffmpeg, because at least he has an example here with multi-part form data. So he's defining an API route here with Express. Okay, let me see if there's another option here. Yeah. Instead of save to file, there might be another method here that we can use instead of this. So I need to import some of these, or I need to install some of these, of course. That's not the same one, right? It's Fluent ffmpeg. 270K downloads a week. Swix, yeah, I was gonna say, if you know something better, all I'm trying to do is just take in, easily convert the user's uploaded image to WebP before passing it, uploading it to the Supabase storage bucket, which is like an S3 storage bucket. But it seems like a lot of the other libraries out there that just make it easy are either have vulnerabilities for days, or they want me to, yeah. But I guess I don't know how much has really changed though. Like how much has really changed in the past 2 years when it comes to converting images. Luminox, that's something I had to consider too. I might just be being stingy when it comes to update times. That one had like 90 issues though, so. But again, it could be for things beyond just WebP conversions. But is this a massive here we go. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So we still have the same issue. We're saving an image to disk. We often want to do something like upload it to S3, which is pretty much what that bucket is in Supabase. You can pass to the AWS SDK instead of saving on disk. Wasabi is a great service for this. Okay. You can output a stream. Pass through stream. Passes the stream through. We use this to capture the output of the conversion. Okay, so now that we're passing a stream to FFmpeg, it can no longer infer what file type it needs to return. So we need to explicitly tell it that we're looking to convert it to a specific format. Okay, so it looks like it actually what version is this? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I could have sworn, was there not like a, I could have sworn I've used a library in the past to do this. Again, unless it was, again, Vercel doing it for me. It may have been Vercel doing it for me. This guy makes it sound like no big deal. Where is he? So if it's been updated though since then this is obviously not going to work, or it's going to. Hoppity hoppity, your code is not my property. Okay, so takes an image, outputs a string, turns a promise. Okay, so buffer is now deprecated. Oh man, why is this overly complex right now? I feel like I'm overcomplicating this. Can you talk through what the problem is, what you're trying to know? Yeah, so right now I am trying to, when a user edits, so right now, when a user creates an item, they can upload an image, right? That image gets stored on essentially an S3 bucket or a Supabase storage bucket here. And it gets stored with the name. The file name is actually the ID of the item that image is for. We're then storing that path to that image in the items table here. So we can see that we have this path here. That's how we know to actually access it. Well, now what we're doing is we want to be able to edit that image. And so like if a user uploads another image and they already have one, and they want to replace the image, right? I want to be able to just override that image as there. I guess I could, of course, check to see if it exists and then delete it and then upload the new one. But also it's a good idea probably to just go ahead and convert it to WebP or compress the images, right? A bit. Because Luminox, that sounds like a terrible idea. I'm not going to require the user to upload WebP. That is an option, but I would be pretty annoyed if I was the user in that position. Yeah, no, WebP is insane. It also just makes it loads faster. The site just loads faster. So yeah, right now what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to take in whatever the user uploads to the form, convert it to WebP, and then upload it to this bucket without making a mess all over the file system, right? I don't know if there's like an easy way to do that. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, I have the yeah, no, it'll overwrite it, but here's the problem though, is that if you look here, this is a .png. What if I now uploaded a JPEG? This path no longer matches the path of the current image. And then, or let's just say that I try to use this path right here to name my next image and I upload a JPEG. Now I have a JPEG that's being stored as a .png. So then when I actually access this now, it's going to be the incorrect file extension. It may still work. But yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convert. Ultimately, what I'm trying to figure out right now is what's the easiest way to convert an image that a user uploads via multi-part form data to, which is going to come to SvelteKit backend in the form of a blob. Convert that to a WebP format before I upload it to Supabase storage. That way, every image across my site is WebP and I don't have to think about, like here, where was I just doing that at? Somewhere I'm doing that, I'm checking. Like here, I can get the extension by splitting the path at the slash or the image.type when it gets passed into, when it gets uploaded to the form, I can get the extension. But ideally, I would upload it as a WebP. Save myself storage space for 1, 2, make the site render faster, 3, not have to deal with handling like multiple requests to the server, 1 to delete the image and then another to upload. If I can just upsert, like you mentioned, if I upsert true, it'll overwrite the image, so I can just overwrite it and handle that in one go. And I know there's an easy way to do this. I'm probably just yeah, yep, 100% Luminox. I don't really know if there's going to be, I guess I'm trying to think about if there's a way to, I feel like I'm going to have to manage on the local. Yeah, I could convert it. I could convert it client side, actually, right? That would probably make a bit more sense. Unless the user submitted like an API call with a client. That's what I always worry about. So I always worry about the ability for a user just to make a request with Postman with their credentials, right? And then just submit something that is I'm not expecting. And I can obviously run validation checks, which I'm going to do. That's a good idea. It's a very good idea. That might make my life much easier. So here though, via a canvas blob, yeah, but also another thing it has too is that yeah, that's a question I have too. So it looks like it's drawing an image with the raw image that the user uploaded. It's converting it to a blob with a type of image / WebP. So are all canvases, I guess like the data, is the data itself actually converted to WebP, or is it still just, or are we just essentially changing the file type here? Yeah, I'm just curious if that's how that works or not. I think it's an actual conversion, not just a rename. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find like a lib that's just, check out a library called Sharp. It's exactly what I want. And it was last published. It has 110 issues, which is slightly concerning, but I guess I'm doing something very simple with this. Technically, you can just send a canvas to server and deal with that on server side. Right, so I'm already getting the blob on the server side with the... Or are you just saying send the whole canvas and then... So everyone's using Molter, which is an Express middleware for uploading images. I don't know if I really need that though, do I? It seems like it's just like actually saving it though on local storage or on the local server. I don't want to store it in the server unless I have to. Like, can I just pass a blob into this? Can I just pass that blob into this? That's my question. Doesn't the blob have yeah, so I can actually run blob.arraybuffer and get the blob's data in binary form. And then I think I can pass that here. Let me just try this. What about compressor.js? It's client side. It's maintained with 4K GitHub stars. Yeah, is there a compressor TS? I'm kidding. Okay, so this can be either a yeah, I mean, this seems pretty straightforward. And then all we do is construct form data, and then we yeah, I'm gonna check out this. I'm gonna check this out too. Yeah, I see that. So I guess I'll check that here then. I should be able to do all that here. So I can get access to form, right? But then I can also just bind. Oh, this is actually the form. This is actually the form itself. I think I can get data, or what else is there? I think there's data on this as well. Data, that's the form data. But I guess I need to get the file. So on submit, I guess I can say let image. And then I think I combine that. Oh, wait. Or just bind image. I guess it's going to. So value equals image. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong thing. This is what I'm on here right here. Sorry. File upload. Find files. Is that what it said here? So I can bind this input. Well, I guess I can just get the value of that, right? But it's going to be. Yeah, but I'm using this component here. So, which I guess I can actually just pass in rest props. This should be probably a file list, right? Yeah, it has. I'm just trying it out right now. But I guess I'm gonna have access to it here anyways, though. That's the thing. So I'm gonna have access to the but this is after it's been, I think it's actually form data though. But it can take in a blob or a file. Okay. So then file is going to be files or image 0. I guess I could just change this to files here. I think it makes more sense. Even though it's a single upload. But actually, I think that I can just pass in the blob. And let me just kill that for now. And then I'll say equals submit update item. On the actual input itself. Okay, so I go to my items, I go here, go to edit, choose a file. Oh, it's gonna be on the client side. Okay, so yeah, so it's gonna be a blob here. So what I can do is I can say const data.get image. Then this should be a blob. And then I can pass that into compressor.js. New compressor, I pass in the file. With form data, you need to explicitly say which input you want, usually with index. I think it should give me image, right? I think it should give me the image. It's only a single image. But let me just check to make sure I'm not tripping here. So that is null. So I thought with form data though, I can say .get, pass in the name, or is it different before it gets to the server? Oh man, this might be why right here. Um, so I got a sworn data is form data before it actually sends it to the server. Okay, so it gets the name, fine. The image is null. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tripping right now. I'm tripping. That's why you were telling me which input to get. This is, I'm just being silly. I accidentally moved. I had the wrong name and ID set here. Now I just changed this. Okay, so now I should have. There we go. So it's a file. Cool. That's what I wanted. So now I can use compressor to create a new compressor with the file. Oh, interesting. So I have to actually do this here. I'm not using Axios. And I don't really need to do, I don't think I actually need to do this here. What I think I can do is just append it to or replace current form data. Is there a replace? Data dot, or can I only append? I guess I can delete the existing image. If it's successful, I'll just delete image and then I'll append image. Result as file, right? Maybe not. There we go. I think. And then this is going to be data.get image here. That'll be a file. Yep. And then as file. Do I really want to compress the quality that much? I'm not really sure. Maybe I do 0.8, 0.7. So then I can append this to data and then it will submit the actual request. So after all this happens, then it will submit the request to my server side. So I should have a blob on server side with a type of image slash, which is this going to be a WebP for sure? Or do I have to specify the, okay, so MIME type. So I need to pass this. I'm guessing this is like an option. Where is it? Options. And we pass options in where? Here. By quality. So we could do MIME type. Then I believe I could do image WebP probably. Oh, convert types. Oh, these are convert sizes. Okay, there's like I guess you can set like a threshold. Maybe. Okay, I think this is a comma here. I think this may work. So we have this, and then I could say return async. Okay. Let's try this out. So right now I'm getting data, which is form data, has a file data.image or data.getImage. We're then running that through the compressor here, passing that directly in. And then what we're doing is if it's successful, we are, I probably should cancel this too. So I'm definitely gonna have to handle the errors too if there's an issue with this on the client side, but what I'm doing is if it's successful, I'm going into data here, which is the form data, and I'm deleting image. But I wonder if I actually need to do something with that, because I don't know if that's just going to still update or still submit the form with this data like so or not. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Now if I manipulate this data here, does it still go ahead and submit that? That's a good question. Or do I just post it again? Yeah, so it looks like that here. Um, but actually this is not the same thing. But then I guess I don't even need this though then, right? Okay, I'm interested to see if this will work the way that I anticipate. So let's give it a shot. One thing I want to do though is where's that second one happening? That's interesting. So I actually need to run cancel, I think, first. Because I want to say at first, what it's going to do is it's going to try to submit that form. So I think I actually need to run cancel. So cancel the submission. This comes from here. Okay, so in that case, Okay, so that's a bit strange. So wait, why is it? Yeah, but it shouldn't be, right? I should be intercepting that. I just have something messed up probably. I need to look at. Okay. Oh, I know why. But can we not? Yeah, that's what you're talking about, using a custom event listener. I should be able to access action though. Um, Wait, so where's this coming from? Oh, it's just oh. So I think here I have to actually do the full pass. I need to do slash item slash the item ID, which I think I can get from the page store. Right, because they're just using this as an example, right? Or is this an actual, or can I actually access this? Yeah, I usually just I think I could probably just set up an on change. So what I'm thinking is, I think I could actually just on change, instead of having to deal with all of this, I can just update the file. But is this read only? This can't be the best way to do this. So it wants me to this should work now. But this though, where's it getting this dot action? If I'm not passing an action here, where could it possibly be getting this from? Unless it can read my mind, there's no way. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if I'm doing an action here, though, undefined. Um, hey, Dota 2 Attitude. Welcome to the stream on Twitch. Hi, Ricky. I've been developing for probably a little over 3 years at this point. But I would say more seriously, probably the past 2. I've been working in technology / infrastructure since 2014. Can you try using event instead of this? Yeah, just 1 second has. So I'm binding files to this. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Ricky. Not sure if I said that or not. Yeah. I'm just trying to see what the most svelte way to do this would be, right? Yeah, which I'll do. I'll set loading. I'll have loading here, which will disable the. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how this bind files works. It says it gives me a file list or a list of files. I'm sorry, a file list of the selected files. So I wonder if this is because I'm doing it too quick. File 0. Maybe so. Or is it like files dot? Yeah, not. It's item. Oh yeah, right. Let's see. Can read properties of undefined reading item. Image.file 0. So I have files. I don't know if this is going to do anything. I just want to see. So now will it still be a file list though if it's just a single file that can be there? Like, is it always a file list? Yeah, I guess this one's not multiple and it has find files. Oh man, this is annoying me right now. Trying to think here. Auto compress some images. Okay. I can't see the link if you're sending one has. If you have Discord or you're in the Discord, you can send to me there. It doesn't let you paste links over a certain. YouTube's weird. I just want to see this file. I just want to see it be something. There we go. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Has. I wasn't. Is it because I wasn't passing the event here, or was it because of the dot files? For some reason, I thought I could just pass this here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, so I'm actually not going to even upload this to the server until they submit the form. So I think I'll let image be a file. I'll take this binding if I have one here still. I don't think I need this. And this is not files because I need to specify what specific event. I think it's like an HTML input event or something like that. Or I can't remember what this is supposed to be, but I have it somewhere. So yeah, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. And then I'll just pass in file here. I'm making this more complicated on myself. I'm trying to think. Custom action might be the best route. I thought if I run cancel here though, it's gonna cancel me from submitting this. But I guess, does it stop here? Does it returns void? But I thought I could still go through with the rest of this. Hold on. I want to do that, right? Okay. Oh. There we go. There we go. I guess. I'm going to have to definitely handle some errors here too. Because right now if there's an error with this compression, it just console logs an error, and I'm still going to submit that. I also have to do validation still as well. Again, I'm still just trying to just get a feel for what's the best way to handle some things with SvelteKit and Supabase. And we ended up learning how to compress images along the way, which is pretty cool. I think I could probably make this into one like I was doing from the beginning. I would just need to access the image. So that way I'm not running this on every single, I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but it would give me the ability to throw an error if there's an error here. But I guess I can just set, so if there's an error, then I guess I'll just, close out some of this nonsense here. Yeah, okay. This works for now. Definitely needs some cleaning up. That's for sure. But this works. And then ideally I want to render like a preview for the item, of course, too. But this is hitting my server at ImageWebP. So now on the server side, I should be able to finish through. I no longer need to do this extension, weird extension stuff. I should be able to just upload params.itemID .webp, passing in the image, And then also taking the image out when I update the rest of the information. Actually, I want that path though, which I guess the path should always be the same. So we have rest, and then we have image. In this case should be params.item ID. I need the path. The path shouldn't change unless the image is deleted, I guess. Let me just try to do an update real quick. So, okay. I'm going to put Tailwind UI. Okay. If I look at my bucket, well, right now the path is set to .png. So let me just delete all these items here, or delete all the images. I guess in all reality, I should probably just delete all of that nonsense. I know what's going on here. So I'm not even, okay. I guess I have to do the same thing on my create side as well. Of course I do. Okay, well, I'm going to revisit this tomorrow. I'm getting tired. I've been traveling since early this morning, so I'm moving a little bit slow. But yeah, I'll stream tomorrow again, and we'll finish figuring this out. I somehow feel like this, it still doesn't feel like best practice, but I'll look into it tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Appreciate you all for viewing. Thank you for your support, for your help today. And everyone else who's still lurking around, I appreciate you all. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming early afternoon EST tomorrow, most likely. Have a good night, everyone.